It's the Andy and Dave Daily right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. Welcome to Dave Cackley. Look at him sitting over there in his ugly Friday blue coat, which is... You going to go sell used cars?
It tells everybody it's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know it was Friday and I wear this jacket, you're like, oh, cool, it's Friday. It's a
Dave,
nice
look,
way
Dave's
to
got
get,
his
get your weekend going.
Creepy-looking powder blue jacket on. That.
Dude, you literally... And okay, I thought I had almost zero fashion sense or zero understanding of fashion or anything like that. Because I'm kind of like you. I prefer T-shirts.
Right.
I prefer the more relaxed. But I get compliments on this jacket all the time.
Well, no, you don't.
So that's how I know it's good. I don't know that it's good on my own. Seriously, I don't know what looks good on my own. Yep. I only know what people who understand looks, especially if you have gay people, gay men specifically, know what looks good. They just do.
Yep.
So
high fashion
and women.
Oh, yeah.
Gay men and women know what looks good on men.
Yes, they do.
It's an odd thing. Men don't even know really what looks good on women. Straight men, like you, fellas like you and me, don't really know. I mean, we know what we like when we see it.
Yeah.
But if you're hanging out, like if you're dating or in your situation, you're married and let's say you're going clothes shopping with your lady fair, and she says, "Does this look?" You have no idea if it looks good. You really don't.
Yeah.
You don't know what she should pick out, what she shouldn't. That's why if you have a wife or a girlfriend, they need to have a gay friend to hang out with if they want real feedback.
So let me ask you this.
On
their all those
attire.
thoughts and all those guys complimenting you in your clothes.
All those guys.
You're not getting the point.
What?
That's not sinking in on you.
What? I'm not getting what point?
Never mind.
Seriously, I honestly don't know. Are you insinuating that I'm gay based on the way I dress? Because I dress well.
Is that you may be referred to as a dessert cart by some.
And you know what? God bless the fellas that do that because I take that as a compliment. I've been mistaken for gay and complimented more by gay men in the last 25 years. Not as much so maybe the last few years, but like when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, I used to that. Actually, no, even earlier than that. Because I remember the first time it was kind of interesting because I was at this bar. I don't know if I told you the story. I was at a bar in Kalamazoo. Anyway, I think it was kind of a pseudo alternative bar. It was like 1994. I was going to Western. And she says, "Hey, I got a friend that wants to meet you." I'm thinking, oh, okay. First, I was a little disappointed because I'm thinking, okay, she's going to have an attractive friend, whatever. And then she goes, "Are you gay or straight?" I said, "Oh, I'm straight." And she goes, "Oh, never mind then."
Oh, boy.
So it was like one of those kind of, and then it was like, oh, that's okay. That makes sense, at least,
Well,
go ahead.
Okay. You're right. It's okay. It's all okay. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got a special for you today. You ready?
Oh, sweet.
This is exciting. Come on. Look who's here. We've got Connor. We've got Declan. And right over there's Finley. Wow. That's how my morning started.
All the grandkids in hanging out.
3 of them right here.
That's
Say
awesome.
Hi. These guys, they haven't started school back yet. They go to Fruitport.
Wait, they're off all week?
Oh, you guys go back next week?
Yeah.
Next week to school? Yeah, Monday. Are you enjoying school?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. They did some reading this morning. They're clipping the work they have to do later on. And after we get done with the show today, would you guys like to go to the cigar store?
No.
What?
I don't know.
Well, I thought we'd go to the cigar store after we get done.
Well, I'm sure they have candy cigarettes there. You kids could enjoy that.
We'll come up with something nice.
Well, you don't smoke those. That's good.
I think what we might do is if Grammy has to go somewhere later, people will sneak out and go buy something.
Yeah, make sure it's filled with sugar and preservatives because that's what you want to give the children because that's what they enjoy. They enjoy sugar, preservatives, and toys. Make sure
toys?
Your G-Pa Andy buys you lots of toys.
All right, toys.
Electronics, there you go.
Oh, he wants that.
Okay. Some are too old for toys. I get it. I'm not too old for toys.
All right, out. Get candy and go. All right. We got work to do. All right, nice seeing you. Thanks for being on the show.
Kick the children
their pockets full of candy.
Mm-hmm.
One of them wants this cheap knockoff GoPro. I don't even know if it works.
Oh man.
All right, so there's kids. You can see I'm human. There's children here.
Fantastic. Wait, was that why you didn't want me to tell my story because you had sensitive ears in the audience, or
They
what?
can't hear what you're
I
talking
didn't catch
about.
that at all. Oh, okay, good.
It's all in my ears.
Well, it's not
They
a big
can't
deal.
hear.
I was,
No, it's not.
I didn't.
No.
Okay.
All
that's
right,
fine.
there. Oh, and by the way, I don't think you need to worry about the lawn store. I did a little investigating myself yesterday. Remember yesterday you were supposed to go find me the name of the lawn store?
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Of course you did. But those elephants that we saw, they were all art.
Oh
price.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dude.
yeah, I saw the text. Yeah, now I remember.
That ain't in Andy's budget. I promise you that.
Of course.
So, all right.
I, your lips to God's ears. I don't need to know your net worth. It's all right.
It's about $300 right now.
Hey, it's okay.
News,
Again, both
make it
of us
happen.
rich in spirit.
There
All
you
right,
have
let's
it.
get into it. Stock futures are rising today. This comes ahead of the U.S. jobs report for December. Now, the Dow Jones took a more than 300-point dump on Thursday to finish under 3,000 at 32,930. We'll see if there's another interest rate hike coming. Who the hell knows? This is, again, way past my knowledge base. All financial stuff. I am always in awe of people who really understand that and really know what it means. But a good part of me is kind of glad I don't, because that way I can't get anxious. And that's part of the positive of being poor is you don't really get as anxious over finances as people who have a lot to lose. When you don't have a ton, then it's like, when you're fluctuating between zero and just above zero, you're like, this means nothing to me.
I get it.
I just move on. What else is going on? The National Football League has ruled that last Monday night's game between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills will be declared a no contest. The game was, of course, suspended after Bills safety Darren Hamlin went into cardiac arrest in the first quarter, with Cincinnati leading 7-3. Hamlin's condition is still critical, although he has more signs of substantial improvement. In fact, he communicated with doctors. He can't talk because he's got the breathing tube in his throat. First thing he wrote down on a piece of paper, did we win?
Nice.
That's the first. So so he knew he was playing foot. So the cognitive, this was a huge thing because his cognitive abilities are, this has the signs of somebody who's eventually going to make a good recovery. Again, still critical, but it is awesome to see, again, more improvement, and more prayers, of course, continue for Hamlin and his family. What else is happening? Michigan Senator Stabenow has announced she will not seek re-election in 2024. Stabenow was first elected to the Senate back in 2001. In a press release, the Democrat announced she will leave the Senate at the end of her term. That's January 3rd of 2025. I have no real feelings on this other than, you know what? 20 years, that's a good enough run, whatever your party, however well you've done. I don't know left or right that much about Debbie Stabenow. I haven't, but I think people who decide, you know what, I want to stay in this seat for 30 years, 40 years, and then, you get like Strom Thurmond in there when he's like 97, and these people aren't functioning. I mean, it's
a double-edged sword.
It's insane to me.
It's a double-edged sword with term limits, and I'll tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
You give people 4 or 8 years in that kind of world, they are just getting the experience they need to do it effectively. They are only gaining this. Seriously. They're only gaining the steam to figure out how it all works, and then they're gone.
That's partially true.
Okay, so if we were to reset that and put these term limits in, it's going to cause dramatic change, and that's needed, right? Okay. However, you're going to have a bunch of novices rewriting the rules every 8 years.
That's why you make it harder to rewrite the rules.
I get that.
So it should be,
I mean, this is a tangled mess that there's no quick and easy answer for. So when you hear everybody out there go, term limits, this is on both sides of the coin, it's part of the problem. And it's not going to be one of the polarized decisions on on how to fix it, because this side's not right and that side's not right. Neither side's right on how to adjust this. That's the problem.
I think a huge part of the problem, in addition to term limits, because career politicians are an issue. Because you get in there, you smell the power, you that becomes whatever your intention was going in.
That you just said
the odds on you
not
problem. Being corrupted.
You just keyed in on the problem. It's the power, and it's the people who are going after the power, and those who are willing to fund them. Okay. People who are supposed to be doing this job are not supposed to be powerful. They are supposed to be humble public servants. And when you start throwing in things like dark money, where you don't know where it's coming from, and you have to really, really dig to find out who's writing the checks to elect these bastards, now you know where the problem starts to come in. And these career politicians that the money keeps pouring in year after year after year after year after year after year, now we're really getting into some problems. So do we allow this problem to continue? Do we allow this to continue on and on? Or do we go with rookies every 8 years who, hey.
Well, the so-called rookies have usually been in some form of public service.
Yes, they have.
Usually it's a senator, or maybe it's a congressperson becoming a senator, or maybe it's this local city manager or city council person running for the state Congress, or running to head Washington. My issue is, and I used to be on the opposite end of this. I used to be like, hey, if people are stupid enough to read the same person every 2-4 years, I don't care. That's on the voter. And part of me still feels that way.
Yep.
But a bigger part of me understands just how corruptible this whole system is, and how there is no incentive for either side, whether you're on team red or team blue. There is no incentive to work with the other side, because what looks good for them is bad for you politically. That's what they're told coming in.
Yeah.
And you will hear this. You won't hear this from a lot, but you hear this from a good portion. I'll be like, you're not. Yeah, that's the way they view it. It didn't used to be that way, but that is where it is now, and I don't see it changing in the foreseeable. So I don't, in as far as experience, I think experience may be a tad overrated, because all you learn is how to game the system. Once you're in it, how do I stay elected? Well, I need to keep these donors happy, whether you're talking about this union or this corporation, depending on where you're at. You got to keep those people happy.
Yeah.
They're not even necessarily looking at what's best for the people underneath them. So it's a mess. And we're seeing this. We don't have like the Republicans can't figure out who they want to lead them in Congress. They can't figure that out.
I get it.
And I liked just.
Go ahead.
I said, I liked the idea, like Justin Amash, who's not even in there anymore, West Michigan guy. He would be perfect. Make him. He will work with both. There is nobody who sounds more reasonable to me, and maybe you sound more reasonable once you're out of the morass and the swamp, for lack of a better word, that is contemporary American politics. Once you're out of that, I think sometimes you are able to see things clearer and be like, God, this is just. And I think he understood that when he was in it, which is probably one of the reasons why he's not in it anymore.
Well, I just want to remind you who you're talking to.
We can't fix it.
And you're talking to the one guy that was asked for $125,000
yeah,
for him to piss off.
Exactly.
Because I smelled a rat right there.
Right. And you can't, and there, I don't know that there's a fix to it other than, I mean, I know term limits are not a solution, but I think that would curb a good portion of the problem, but who knows? Yep. I don't know.
But here's the other side of the coin too. Well, just let me give you one other quick thought. Term limits or whatever, they all get jobs in special interests or after they get out.
They can become even more. You're right. They can become even more powerful. I mean, you've got people in Congress and the Senate making $100,000, $200,000 a year, whose net worth is in the hundreds of millions of dollars while they're in Congress or the Senate.
I get it.
So they ain't making that. The idea that that's all on the up and up. No. Sports shakes on Michigan State college hoops. 2:30 tip off tomorrow. Of course, the Lions shot at the playoffs against the Packers in Lambeau. Sunday night is football night on NBC.
NBC. WNBC.
NBC.
Gotta say it just like that. WNBC.
God, Paul Giamatti was so awesome as Pig Vomit. That was so good.
Do you see Paul Giamatti's new role?
Oh yeah, he's hawking iPhones now. It's great. And you know what? He's great as Scrooge. That man is a phenomenal actor.
WNBC.
Played John Adams. That
Love
guy's
that.
great.
Big
Love
Screen
Giamatti.
Classics, 1200. You just want to? Do you
Let's
just want to
do it.
throw in the towel?
You know what? I never throw in the towel. I
Okay.
should have gotten yesterday's.
No, you shouldn't.
I should have gotten
Not-
it. 100%.
And this one, you're gonna just.
Dude,
All right. Charlie
do
Chaplin
it.
faces the perils of technology in this 1936 film that was also the last appearance of the Tramp. You should hear our basement right now. I swear to God, they're down there killing.
I can hear it in the background.
Can
It's
you
weird.
really?
And in fairness, it's really disrupting my phone answering the question. So I think
it's
I might need a
disrupting
little
me
more time.
completely. And then
I'm
on top of
complete- yeah.
that, my trophy wife, she's in the kitchen making banana bread.
Banana bread is great. I
It's
love
disgusting.
banana bread.
Anything to do
No,
with
banana
bananas
bread's
is
great.
awful. Everything about them.
I don't like bananas. I love the smell, and I love banana bread. Have her say, she wants to send some
Hey.
piece. If you don't appreciate it,
Trophy
I'll
wife's
eat
gonna
whatever
be, she's
you're
gonna
not
be
going
out
to
there
eat.
trophy wife, and I'm not stopping her. Don't get me wrong.
okay.
But anything.
All right,
but
I'm
the-
gonna go.
you want to know a secret? She hides
ahead.
them in the house, so I don't have to look at them. I hate them that much.
Oh, that's sweet. That is so sweet. Let me think now.
Give me an answer, stupid.
yeah. See, I would have guessed the Tramp was the name of it.
Okay, is that your
So I'm
answer?
gonna go with the Tramp.
No, it's Modern
Yes,
Times.
That's my answer. Yeah, I never was gonna get that.
So I'm gonna.
Yeah, why
You know
can't you
what?
just where there's actual talking? I don't like. Okay, this category is misleading
Well,
because these aren't. Give me something where the answer is Fletch or Poltergeist or
it's
Gremlins
big screen classics.
or
Those aren't.
Throw Mama from the Tree. Yeah, those
Fletch
are all
is not a big screen
classics.
classic.
Well, oh, it is a big screen classic. 100%.
Plus
100%.
1200.
Weekend at Bernie's. There's a big screen
That's a
classic.
classic for you. So
100%.
God, I hate to do math on a calculator for this one. This is hard.
Madonna's Truth or Dare. There's
Oh,
a big
there's a
screen
classic for you. 23600. Dave, you're on to a weekend. We'll see you back here Monday. Have a good one.
Slapshot. There's a big screen classic.
Absolutely.
See ya.
Happy Friday, Muskegon. Quiet weather is expected over the next several days, especially for January standards, so let's look at your forecast brought to you by Trinity Health. Your national alerts across the United States show much of the Great Lakes, the Midwest, and honestly anywhere east of the Rockies is pretty quiet weather-wise over the next couple of days or so. Meanwhile, California is dealing with lots of rain and lots of snow, which is pretty unusual for them, but they definitely need the precipitation out there. So for us at least, we are expecting quiet weather, especially for January standards over the next week or so, and for the most part, temperatures will be mild for this time of year until we get to about Wednesday or Thursday of next week, where we'll likely cool down below freezing. But in the meantime, enjoy the sunshine because we're finally expecting lots of sunshine to arrive by this weekend and continuing into next week. So your sky cover forecast shows for Saturday afternoon, anywhere where it's white is where you're expected to see sunshine and the clouds are the blue areas. So honestly, I think we'll likely break up quite a bit of cloud cover across the region on Saturday, and that pattern will continue into Sunday and also Monday as well. So a nice stretch of sunshine is expected, and we definitely need it after a very cloudy December. Now temperature-wise today, we will be a little bit cooler, right around freezing or slightly above freezing across much of Muskegon County. So for your Friday, expect a high of 34 with cloudy skies, and then clouds will start to break up Friday evening going into Friday night with a low of 27. And like I said, beginning on Saturday, we'll likely see the sunshine break up, especially in the afternoon, and that will continue for Sunday and especially on Monday, where we could see mostly sunny skies, so that will be a nice change of pace, with temperatures getting close to 40 degrees early next week, but then we'll cool down once again to around 30 degrees, if not in the 20s, by this coming Wednesday. And that's your Friday and weekend forecast brought to you by Trinity Health on the Muskegon channel, and I'm Colin Woods Weather. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again on Tuesday.